I don't really see a future in flaring itself. I think it's a very small part of what I want to do eventually and kind of who I want to be. I'm doing management at the moment. I've had management experience, and I think the flaring's a really good tool to kind of have to kind of give you to kind of set you apart from the rest out there. Look, in 10 years' time, I don't really want to be working behind bars. I wouldn't mind being a consultant for bars, or even getting into design or representation or ownership. And it'll be something that's really cool to have. It'd be always nice to step behind a bar and kind of, own it in a sense. But definitely not saying that I'd want to be doing full time in 10 years' time. I don't think it'll be as fun then, and it's awesome now. I love it. I love coming to work, and I love doing what I'm doing. Every day I get up, and most days I get up, and I'm pretty excited to come to work. But it's great to focus on now. It gives me something to kind of move forward with. As soon as I lose that kind of passion for it, then that's when I'm going to go seek new challenges. For the immediate future, I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to help me once I get overseas, and I think it's just going to help me, in things outside of work. It's going to give me something to do. So, short-term future for sure, but long-term, we'll see what happens. I don't want to think that far ahead anyway.
Probably a bit limited. I mean, I finish university next year, halfway through next year, so I most likely won't be involved in hospitality after about a year from now. I'm going to go overseas next year, so maybe travelling around Europe, I'll get a few bar jobs here and there, and who knows, I could take it to another level. But and one day I want to open up my own restaurant or bar, so I'll probably take it up in the coming years. But so it kind of depends on what happens. Bartending is one of those things that it's good to have in your repertoire, and it makes you a very employable person. So it's always good to keep it on the side there. But my immediate future in flaring is probably limited to the next year or so.
I see my future in flaring. I hopefully actually see myself in one day in Vegas, man, just up there with the best flairers in the world. That would be absolutely awesome. That's a dream of mine, and definitely going to try and get there. If I don't succeed, at least I'll have fun in doing it.
Well, basically, I think for me personally, bartending's been an outlet of creativity. It's been a lifestyle for me for the past, 5 or 6 years, and I've met some of my best mates. I've made some of my best friends. I've met heaps and heaps of girls, met heaps and heaps of guys, met people who I'll remember for the rest of my life. And I think the thing about bartending is people kind of look down on you. You get people that come into a bar and they see themselves as a businessman or a lawyer or a doctor or whoever they are, and they see a bartender as someone who can pull a beer, can pour a spirit, and people don't realise there's more to it than that. It's an art form more than anything. It's a means of creation. You can go anywhere, you can do anything with it. If you're a good bartender and you respect your patrons, you respect your co-workers, and you're really passionate about it, you can go anywhere in the world and bartend. There's bars everywhere. Everyone wants to be served drinks, but they don't think about the bartenders and bartending as a means of survival, a means of professionalism. Now they see it as a means of survival, and I think that people need to be aware that bartending is more than that. You can make a lot of money out of it. You can do whatever you want through it, and people need to see that.
I don't know. Look, I love my job, and that's why I do it, and that's why. I think the flaring is a pretty small aspect of it, but it's something to practice. You can't really practice, pouring beers or making vodka and oranges all day long, and you can kind of you can master that. You can't really master flair bartending, so I think that's why I do it. I think that's why most people kind of do it. It gives you somewhere to go. But I'd just like to say, thanks to all the people who've given me my opportunities. I've been pretty lucky, and I've had really good opportunities. I enjoy the people I work with, except for Brad, are really cool. I really enjoy their company. I think Brad's a bit of a bad egg, but whatever. He probably got dropped or something early on, but. I don't know, flairing's fun, and if you're a bartender and you enjoy doing it, then just start practicing straight away.
Last word would be, if you want to be a flair bartender, suggest you practice like every day, a couple hours a day. We don't want to practice too much because you get too tired, but I'd say look at the tutorials on the net, like to give you some ideas, but you don't want to copy too much because you want to get your own style, so you have your own things you do. But if I enjoy it, I reckon you guys would enjoy it too, so just go hard.